It always sucks making these kind of videos, mainly because they deal with subject matter that isn't necessarily the best to talk about in the world, but as someone that has been through this type of pain before and some of the issues that are going to be discussed in this video and losing someone that made such a big impact on your life, I felt like it was right for me to do this video. So, as you can read by the title, this video is going to be discussing a very big loss, in my opinion, of Jason David Frank, who was the actor who portrayed Tommy Oliver in the original Mighty Morphin Power Ranger series and several series after that. He did some side projects here and there involving Power Rangers, and was a big part of a lot of people's childhood. We found out this news on November 20th, 2022, and from what we can gather from hearsay and such, that the reason of death was suicide. And this is always a big topic that I always discuss in my channel, in a very serious manner. So I'm sure a lot of people are, asking, because I did a video very similar to this a while back, a few years back, whenever Chester Bennington, the lead singer of Linkin Park, died of suicide. And I'm sure one of the big questions is, well, why are you making such a big deal out of it, out of a celebrity that passed away? Well, this one's hitting a little bit harder than Chester was. A few reasons, which I'll get into. One, because Jason was a huge part of my life, as I'm sure a lot of people's during their childhood, the part of their lives. Power Rangers, whenever it was first developing as a show, was teaching good morals to kids, teaching them how to handle themselves, teaching them good, proper manners, how to handle life situations in such a good, healthy environment. And Jason's character, Tommy, was such a big impact of that, because when the show first started, he was an evil character. The Green Ranger started off evil. He was a bad guy. But through determination and friendship, he turned good. And that message always stuck with me so hard, because it's showing that no matter how bad somebody can be, they can always turn themselves to the better. And he was such an inspiration for me, just showing how good a person can be. Most celebrity deaths, hit people differently, and it especially hits harder when you actually meet the person. And I had the honor to meet this amazing man back in 2018. He was doing a comic book signing, or not a comic book signing. He was doing an autograph session before he was going to a convention. He happened to stop in Ashland, Kentucky at the Inner Geek, and as luck would have it, the circumstances kind of fell before me, and I always joke that it was an act of God that I got to meet this man, because I was supposed to work the day that he was going to be in Ashland. I had no money to purchase the autograph, as luck would have it. My boss called me and said that I had the day off because there was nothing for me to do at the store I was currently working at. When I was going to college, my reimbursement check had just come in that morning. So I always joke that it was an act of God that I was meant to meet this man. And he was legit one of the nicest, most chill guys I ever met. I actually went dressed as Tommy in his civilian form, like just wearing the regular clothing. And when it was my turn in line to meet him, he instantly recognized that I was dressed as his character, and just his face kind of lit up, being like, "Oh, cool! He's dressed as me. That's awesome." I got to talk to him for a couple of minutes, and he was legit one of the nicest, most chill guys I ever met. I even got to interact with him a few times on his social media, on Facebook. Jason was the kind of guy that really cared about his fans. He wasn't in it for the money. He wasn't in it for the fame. He was in it for the fans. And there's a multitude of videos showing that. In fact, there was a video recently that I just watched yesterday where he was talking to a group of people saying that there are people out there that would do childhood or older roles, and fans would come up to them and saying, you know, you were my hero growing up. You were my childhood hero. And there are so many celebrities that unfortunately pass that by. And it's like, listen, I don't care what I did back in the day. I want to be in the here and now. And Jason stood there and said, listen, I will always be happy to hear that because of being an inspiration to you guys and doing better for yourselves too. So I will never get tired of hearing that. You guys are the reason that I'm here even. And it truly showed. I mean, whenever I got to meet him, he was just so dedicated to his fans. He was so nice and chilling to them and everything. Like, a great example of this is normally for autograph sessions, you only can bring 1 or 2 items to get signed. This guy brought like 4 or 5 different items. They were action figures, weapon replicas, morphers, and that kind of stuff. And the representative was kind of about it, but Jason was just like, nah, dude, I'll sign it. I don't care. So he always went above and beyond for his fans. Now, getting into the darker part of this video, unfortunately, the main reason, one of the main reasons I wanted to make this was the cause of death, and that was suicide. And as many of you know, suicide has always been a huge topic for me. Just for the fact of I've lost so many friends and family due to suicide. And coming from someone that has suffered from depression enough to have suicidal thoughts. Now, fortunately for myself, you know, I went and got the proper treatment, got the proper medication, which was my way of dealing with it and my best method of dealing with it. You know, some people take medication, some people go to therapy. There's always different methods. Some people, you know, just talk to friends and family. There's always different methods to deal with depression and, you know, suicidal thoughts. And unfortunately, sometimes those demons dig a little too deep into your skin and talk a little too loud in your head, to where no matter what happens, no matter who you talk to, no matter what medication you are taking, that suicide seems like the only way out. And I hate that. As I've talked about before on this channel, I've lost one of my best friends due to suicide. I've lost my father due to suicide. And it's always a hard topic to talk about because there are so many different angles from it. Because you have the aspect of people not knowing what to do to help, people claiming that the person that committed suicide was selfish and scared and childish and a coward. And at the end of the day, unfortunately, for the people that do commit suicide, we do not know what's going on in their head. We do not know what type of demons they are personally facing. Even the people that the person that has suicidal tendencies and depression talk to, even if that person, you know, expresses how they're feeling, you know, tells people, you know, this is what's going on in my mind, it's only a fraction of what that person is going through. And the people that they tell, unfortunately, in my personal opinion, can't comprehend what that person going through the suicidal thoughts and depression is going through. It's unfortunate and it sucks. Anytime as I talk about these videos, I always end it with telling people that there is always somebody to reach out to. If you have these type of thoughts, to reach out to somebody, seek medical attention, seek professional help. whether that's therapy, medication, whatever can help you. And I know, unfortunately for some people, it's already too late. Sometimes when suicide is thought of, it's locked in their head and there's no changing their mind. No matter what you do, no matter who you talk to, no matter what medication you take, unfortunately, sometimes they lock in and that's it. So my message to everybody is that if you have these type of thoughts, there's always somebody to reach out to. There's always people out there willing to help you and to take care of yourself, essentially, because you matter. Whether you think it or not, you matter. And to Jason David Frank, he mattered to a lot of us. I send my condolences to his friends and family and I'm sure, millions of fans out there that are going to miss him, including myself. And to Jason himself, we're definitely going to miss you, buddy. May the power protect you.